I'm Dr. Pash. At Mono Wellness Medicine, we're here to help you along your journey to feeling great and ditching some of those bothersome symptoms like overwhelming fatigue, menstrual discomfort, skin issues, and many more. In order to do this, we need to get our gut biome healthier. That's the bacteria in our intestine that help us digest food. If those bacteria aren't healthy, they can actually make us crave some of the foods like carbs and sugars that make us feel worse and contribute to some conditions. So, an elimination diet will be the beginning of many of your journeys. That can sound really daunting and difficult, but it is doable with some planning ahead. And today I'm going to share a recipe that I made that is delicious and full of healthy nutrients. So let's get started. This recipe is for cauliflower steaks. So I started with a head of cauliflower. I used a long knife to cut it into about 1 inch thick pieces. One large head of cauliflower, if you start just to the side of the middle, you can get about 3 full steaks, and that will leave you with your ends, which will kind of break apart, but those are great later, just either roasted or sauteed in the frying pan. But what we're gonna start with is one of the steaks. And before we sear it, we're gonna coat it in a curry powder. This is organic curry powder. Curry also has turmeric in it, which is a naturally anti-inflammatory plant. So there's a little added bonus there. Now, if you don't like curry or you had it last night and you want a different flavor profile, you can go with something like some Italian herbs, oregano, or just whatever suits your taste. But today we're gonna make a curry one. So I start with a plate of some of the curry powder, just kind of spread around. I'm gonna take this dry cauliflower steak. Let me get a little of this end off here. And I'm just gonna kind of lay it in the curry powder, and then I'm gonna pick some of it up with my hands and just kind of pat it on there. So you wanna get a good coating, or however much of a coating you prefer. And when we go to sear the cauliflower steak, I'm using what's called ghee. That's G-H-E-E. It is a clarified butter. The clarification process removes the dairy, so there's no lactose in it. So that can reduce some of the bothersome symptoms that dairy causes many people. And because dairy will be eliminated for an elimination diet, this allows us to still cook with a yummy buttery taste without the bloating. Okay, so my cauliflower is all coated with the curry. And I have some ghee heating up here in a iron frying pan. So I'm gonna sear that. So you're gonna place it in the pan. You're gonna let it sear for 2 or 3 minutes on each side, or longer if you like a heartier sear, or if you want it softer. Another trick for softening is after you sear, if you want the middle of the cauliflower steak a little bit softer, you can add a small amount of liquid and cover the pan. So that liquid could be water, or it could be broth or bone broth, something like that. All right, so we're searing. Another trick is to take some leftover rice, and after your cauliflower is seared, so rice is not gluten, so it will be compatible with our elimination diet, and there are many different types of rice. If you can stick with the sprouted rice, those have a little more nutritional value, but there's a wide variety. So some brown sprouted, this is basmati. I think I prefer the brown sprouted rice, has a little more texture to it, but depending on your taste. I'm gonna use basmati today, but I'll take this leftover rice from dinner a couple days ago, and after my cauliflower steak has been seared, I'm gonna toss this rice in there to heat it up in the curry and ghee that's left over in there, and that will give the rice a little bit of a crunch and a little bit of that buttery and curried flavor. So it's gonna be great. For this dish, I also cut up some kale and sauteed it in the ghee. So I'm gonna show you my finished product here. And I'm serving the cauliflower on a little bed of, this is hummus. This is a white bean hummus, but you can use a traditional chickpea hummus, but that adds some more protein to the dish. So how about that? How delicious does that look? We have our cauliflower steak, nicely seared with the curry, our little pad of hummus, that crispy rice, and some yummy kale. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my recipe. I was pretty proud of it and very satisfied after this meal. So eliminating foods doesn't mean you have to starve or eat boring. So if you're ready to start your journey to feeling great and eating like this, click that link below and we'll get you set up for a free consultation. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.